Hi everyone. So, it's been a long time, 2 years to be exact. I just want to start by saying I'm really sorry, both for privating and deleting my videos and for going completely AWOL. To be honest, I don't really have a grand dramatic reason for leaving. I just kept disappearing because I didn't think I needed to, since I didn't really get that much viewership, so I didn't really think anyone would care. Anyways, after 2 years of thinking and letting this weigh on me, I realized I needed to get this off my chest. I have been making gacha content since 2018. And yeah, I made the classics. I'm talking about like the hated, adopted, savage, child, unicorn, fire, ice, wolf, fairy, hybrid princess that could maybe turn into Shira. The good old days where I just used KineMaster for slideshow content. Looking back, I definitely just did it for the views, especially when it's compared to my other videos, which aren't really doing so well. I actually found that content kind of cringe. So, to counter that, I created a ton of mini movies and series instead. And I mean, it's definitely better than the standard hated child, girl in all boys school type of shit. But behind the scenes, I was working myself to the bone, especially when I started focusing on quality over quantity. I mean, over the course of 5 years from 2018 to 2022, I have been making 13 series and 9 mini movies. For this next part, I promise I'm not gassing myself up. I'm honestly just trying to say that the process was grueling for me, and the fact that I chose this over doing something like my homework or preparing for an exam. And like I said, it's not like I was getting a ton of views, so who was I doing this for? Anyways, so what I was trying to say was that you can see improvements even just a little with like my animating and character design or even VFX. For context, I made that lightning by hand because I could not find any green lightning at all, so I made that by hand and well, Ibis Paint. Though I will admit that there are a lot of things I can still improve with, especially in the writing department and stuff, I cannot say that I didn't improve just a little bit. Because if I did say that and there was actually improvement, then it just sounds like I am gassing myself up. I don't know. Yeah, anyways. Eventually, the fun part just evaporated. I realized I don't really feel motivated enough to continue this channel anymore. Or at least not the same back when I was just screenshots, basically. I literally went from finishing everything in a month or less to abandoning projects left and right. I would always write in descriptions of videos that were maybe fandom based or edits that, oh, episode blah 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 of insert series name here, yet never getting it done and some more half baked than others. But the actual reason was that I spent all my time comparing my stats to people with thousands, even millions of subscribers. Like, who was I kidding, right? There are billions of videos on YouTube and millions of channels. How can I compete when I'm in a community perceived as dead, cringe, and a breeding ground for predators? I mean, I was stuck in a cycle of scripting and animating every day, yet I saw no progress in my viewership, and it honestly wrecked my mental health and my grades in school. I asked myself time and time again if it was even worth it, putting effort into something no one even wants to watch. So I did what any rational stressed out creator does. I had a minor crisis and privated everything. So I decided to trade my stylist for some textbook. The good news, it worked. I managed to stay on the honor roll for the rest of my junior and senior high school. Turns out I'm actually pretty decent when I'm not spending 5 hours trying to make a gacha character walk across the screen. Even though I left, I never stopped loving the process of creating. I honestly love creating and sharing my stories to everyone. But I'm done being a slave to the algorithm. I think I'll be branching away from gacha a bit. I'll still probably be using it for the most part, but I'd be interested in sharing my progress with art lately. And I want to do storytime videos, but maybe with speed paints in the background instead of animation, since I'm still trying to learn how to improve my art. And a fair warning, I'm clearly not the most confident of speakers. I'm hoping that by doing this, I'll eventually sound like a real human being instead of a dehydrated hyena. So, what's gonna happen to my series? Series? This is the part that's hard for me to say. Because honestly, I don't know if I want to continue stories in gacha anymore. It's frustrating seeing this community basically nearing its death. Over the years, it really has gotten a lot harder to continue these series like I used to before because of the dying community basically. I kept telling myself my whole channel revolved on these stories, that if I stopped, it'd be like losing my whole identity. I guess I was just finding ways to not stop because I wasn't really ready to leave this behind. But let's be real, like I've said before, I was the only one working on everything: the animation, the music, the backdrops, the script, the editing. I mean, at one point, I was juggling 3 series at once. Like I've said before, I'm planning on making storytime content. To be more exact, me talking about my life and stuff over a speed paint. I would probably still use Gacha, but little by little, I would like to create my own drawing someday. I also still do want to create more series, since even though I made all those comments about how overwhelming it's gotten, I still very much want to share my stories. But maybe I'll create a Gacha series channel, while this one will just be my main, where I take it easy, improve both my drawing and my confidence in my voice. I still haven't really decided, but I am already making videos about the whole story time thing I said. So be on the lookout for those, I guess. So would I restart again? Yes, but on my terms. I'm moving on from the burned out studio version of myself and becoming, I guess, a more relaxed version of myself. If you're still here, thanks for listening to all my thoughts. Yeah, it feels good to finally be back. But at least this time, I'll actually be having fun making a video instead of overworking myself trying to prove something to the algorithm or something. And to you watching this video, thank you so much for seeing this video through. Out of all the videos in YouTube, you stumbled upon this and chose to click on it and watch through the end. Thank you, and good job, I guess.